much as possible. The big flash forward from Septic trying to get a couple of kills. That'll net them 3, and that should be the Baron going over to Every.
Oh, and Rox's attempt again just has no sense with everybody going on to different targets. They immediately have Renekton teleport behind, but he's going into Atam Kench with nobody close to follow through. They have no issues with turning onto him, and while Rox, Mickey attempts to take down Septed, it just wasn't even close as everybody else collapsed as well. And this is just what happens when you try to make the individual plays and the enemy team play as a team.
So that's going to net them just so much. The Baron into the tier 1 mid that they finally take out. The tier 2 top does get taken out by Septed. They're all just holding a ton of gold at this point. A couple of items picked up from Malrang there. And you can see what happens in the top lane. Linderong, he's all alone, and Mickey couldn't get there in time. Malrang and Septed right there to knock him off the wall.
Oh yeah, they intercepted him actually, so he got greedy. So it wasn't that much. The thing is that teleport, all that matters is Twitch. If Twitch isn't there, nobody else is dying.
The play from Septed, the double stun, and then
just a beautiful flash ultimate there. We know he can play Cassiopeia, so going for these plays is no skin off his back, and now he's so powerful. And while Twitch did hit that spike of a Phantom Dancer, they're dealing with a Baron. Chances of an ambush and for it to succeed have gone lower than ever.
Well, they're looking.
But they just refuse to go for that time.
Oh, looking for Septed here. He stepped a little bit too close to the Gragas. They will take him out. Look at Songyun in the back, totally protected. Deadly Flourish trying to save Ella's life. They might just leave him to the wolves here. Even opening up that curtain call. Not going to do all that much, just a bit of poke damage. Forced to give up 2 members.
That was an MVP level engage from San Juan there, making sure that the second Cassiopeia steps up, you go for a pick, and that will slow down this Baron significantly and allow them to hit that spike where Twitch becomes a monster. That's a great move by him, singling him out, especially because Ella wasn't there. Had Ella been a little bit closer, a Devour would have been all it took. And here it comes again. Ella's sitting, clearing out some vision. And the ultimate is so well played. 4 people there ready to collapse. And the Weaver's Wall that gets followed through allows them to get 2 kills. So good teamwork coming out, but I was criticizing them earlier for their ability to stall out a game improperly, and this time around they are making the right moves to do so. So the change from Songhwan to Mighty Bear seems to be the answer for them to execute compositions with a bit more accuracy.
It definitely keeps things interesting in this one, rather, as the Tigers aren't too far behind and Baron is about to run out. With just a couple of Cloud Drakes that they've picked up, hasn't really been too much of a benefit to them so far. They can't clear these turrets in one fell swoop, as if they had the Mountain Drake or some Infernal Drakes.
They have to group if they want to make the most out of this Baron, and taking down this tier 1 is not going to be an easy task when you have Gragas as well, and Mickey's on the side looking for a Weaver's Wall that can cut off some members.
Let's see when they decide to do it. Moving forward onto the Malrang. Weaver's Wall comes out, and look at that. Helper all alone. Should be able to get him after that. Sonya is nicely timed by Sungwon, and they get another pick.
It's risky to siege if you don't have vision of everybody else. Talia specifically, that Weaver's Wall that comes out from the side significantly shortens your path of retreat. And when you're so immobile and rely on other... Whoa, there he is.
Out comes the Rat, saying, okay, this is my turret. Get out of here. Redemption gonna heal everyone up, but this isn't a siege that they can stop right now. Rock's not gonna stick around too long, knowing it's just 5v4. That helper is near respawning.
Now Twitch is approaching critical mass. He's already with a QSS, so no longer can Septed flash in and eliminate all his damage immediately. He has to at least suffer some back in return, and have to do so at the hands of a Phantom Dancer, reducing his DPS. And with Lulu in his hands, that opening onto Helper, he didn't even use that spray and pray. That actually was just his plain old auto attacks. And while there were multiple members focusing him, it was effective. And here we go again. Let's see what Sun Yun does. So they open it up right away. And just great timing on that cast. The second that he drops the equalizer, so he essentially CC'd himself, and he's got no chance of escaping out of this, and then they walk away with a tier 2 into the mid lane.
Yeah, League of Legends, it can sometimes be a hard game. It's 5-on-5. You have to take everything into account. And exactly what you were saying before about the vision. It's like, you know you're going up against a Talia. You know that your enemy has so many engagements.
The second that he drops the equalizer, so he essentially CC'd himself. He's got no chance of escaping out of this, and then they walk away with a tier 2 into the mid lane.
Be aware of this. We got to make sure we don't get caught out like that again. But I can't help but feel that it might just be a little bit too late, because now the Twitch, as you were talking about with all the items, now he's picked up a pickaxe, just beginning to stack more and more damage. It's going to be a really scary thing as we go later in this game.
And it's often so difficult to be introspective and think about how you got the advantage that you got. That Baron was completely Rox's mistake, a bad teleport. And sure, they had the great position to get Mickey out of that wall, but them overstepping their boundaries had nothing to do with Ever's vision. It was them getting surprised. Had that flank been better, Rox could have been the one in the winning situation this time around. So Ever now are in a position where they're unsure how to get leads themselves, and they need to be just so grouped and respectful of where Twitch is that it becomes a highly tense moment if you just have no idea where he is, because you assume that he's everywhere.
Well, they do see him up in the top lane for now, which is why they're able to be so aggressive and reducing a lot of this vision and pushing the mid lane. But they have to know that he has rotated down now. And look at Mickey's positioning once again. Looking for that Weaver's Wall behind. Kind of an awkward angle, and there it is. Looking for Septed. He bounces on the left side of the wall, so they cannot get him. Weaver's Wall won't connect this time.
So here's how Ever should probably play this fight. You gotta kick Twitch out.
Okay, they try to get that stun, the immediate QSS, and he gets popped down all alone. And Key, sitting on top of that Rumble ultimate, is not going to survive either. They trade back one kill onto Malrong, but the rest of them, they're on the run. Linderong is going to be slowed up. Septed goes on the left side of the wall, so they cannot get him. Weaver's Wall won't connect this time.
So here's how Ever should probably play this fight. You gotta kick Twitch out.
Okay, they try to get that stun, the immediate QSS, and he gets popped down all alone. And Key, sitting on top of that Rumble ultimate, is not going to survive either. They trade back one kill onto Malrong, but the rest of them, they're on the run. Linderong is going to be slowed up. Septed goes. They've got some life breathed into them as they're now going for the Baron. They have this Mountain Drake. They're pulling it down so fast. Rox just can't get there in time. Weaver's Wall comes down, but there's just no follow-up. All 5 members of Ever8 looking to get out of this one. They're waiting in the brush. They're saying, okay, if you want to fight, we can do this. Mickey from the left side looking for that seismic shove. Rumble just going to be eaten up by Ella here. And Mickey's still coming from behind. They're now going for the Baron. They have this Mountain Drake. They're pulling it down so fast. Rox just can't get there in time. Weaver's Wall comes down. Looking to take down that entire backline, and all of a sudden, Ever8, they're just being torn apart by the Rox Tigers. Malrong trying to be a hero, looking for one kill if he can. Looks like he will be able to get it. Can he actually get out of this one? Songyun still on the chase. Nice load there from the Glitterlands. And they will be able to get the ace over the Rocks Tigers.
And we can tell what team is ever watching. It's Longju, the one, or Afrika, the one team that ends up taking Baron and dies right away. They had everything. They could have just left, but Malorang, he just went for some crazy wraparound, thinking that the fight would happen around Baron, but instead it happens around the lane. Lee Sin's not able to participate in the fight, and while the death timers are not long enough for a base, he can go for an inhibitor.
Yeah, they're going to push in the inhibitor here 100%, just back off. They know they've gotten a huge lead now, and even Mickey just going to get out of here on that Weaver's Wall, wants to do a bit more pushing, it seems, in the mid lane. But we're going to take another look at this.
They could have just left. You had Baron, or at least turned in a much better fashion. Here's Malorang's not participating in any of this. He's trying to get some crazy surprise onto everybody else, while Mickey got a great position and nobody else can follow up on him. He's got flats, and here's where Lee Sin, where Twitch gets to open up on everybody, but Lee Sin's not even there. He's dancing around with Lulu, which is so critical that he is not in the fight. Lee